Your honors, premiers, members of the Legislative Assembly, members of the Advisory Council, 2018 appointees to the Order of New Brunswick, distinguished guests. Je tiens à vous souhaiter la bienvenue à la cérémonie de remise des insignes de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick 2018. My name is Hélène Bouchard, and I am the Deputy Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs. I have the distinct pleasure of being your Master of Ceremonies for today's special event in this beautiful, historic building, honoring our distinguished appointees to the Order of New Brunswick. We, the Government of New Brunswick, recognize and respect that New Brunswick comprises part of the traditional territories of the Wolastoqey, the Mi'kmaq, and the Besqueromaquoddy peoples. L'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick est la plus haute distinction honorifique de la province. Et aujourd'hui, nous honorons 10 récipiendaires de 2018 qui ont contribué d'une façon exceptionnelle au bien-être culturel, social ou économique du Nouveau-Brunswick et de ses résidents. I will now call upon the Lieutenant Governor, Chancellor of the Order of New Brunswick, Her Honor, the Honorable Jocelyne Roy-Viano, to address this year's appointees of the Order of New Brunswick.
Merci, Hélène. Mr. Premier, members of your Executive Council, membres de l'Assemblée législative, nouveaux récipiendaires de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick, the newest members of the Order of New Brunswick, chères familles et amis, proud families and friends, I want to welcome you to Government House, a place of culture and history, where almost everything, every antique, every room, every detail tells a story. Dans un certain sens, cette résidence ressemble beaucoup aux récipiendaires d'aujourd'hui. En effet, chacune de vous possédez une histoire très différente, un cheminement de vie différent, mais une chose vous unit maintenant, l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick. And we all find ourselves here today because this province, the place we all love, the place we call home, has rightly decided to recognize each of you for your lives, for your accomplishments, for your stories. Today is the intersection of your kindness, your leadership, your purpose, your persuasion. Aujourd'hui, c'est la rencontre de la culture, de la compassion, de l'engagement communautaire. Imagine if we could harness the power in this room right now. Premier, just imagine that. This is about the power of social justice, social engagement, and social media. Un merveilleux mélange d'apprentissage, d'alphabétisation, de droit, de théâtre, de politique, de leadership, de bénévolat, d'engagement, de passion. Nous vivons dans une province où nous nous connaissons presque tous, où nous nous entraidons. Maintenant plus que jamais, le Nouveau-Brunswick a besoin de se concentrer sur ce qui nous unit. Parce que quel que soit votre patrimoine, votre allégeance politique, votre région d'origine ou votre langue, nous sommes encore une province, une communauté. Some say we are a divided province right now. No, I say no. We're still one province, one community, one New Brunswick. And we cannot forget that we are a place where, regardless of background or language or culture, we share similar ideas. We help one another, we listen to each other, and we celebrate one another, like today. That is our tradition, our history. That is the value of community. And today, we celebrate you. Shared values are part of the foundation of this province. It is true of all of you as a community. You share a mutual respect and passion to give back, to help others, and to make this a better place. You have all had successes. You have all had struggles. Each is a learning moment, a teaching moment. and each is part of your stories. In an authentic voice, these stories need to be heard because these stories, your stories, combine to tell the New Brunswick story. L'ensemble de vos histoires forme l'histoire de cette province, une histoire trop souvent méconnue. This New Brunswick story is one we do not tell very often. Sadly, we do not talk about our achievements. Mais en tant que lieutenant-gouverneur, en tant que chancelière de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick, je sais que ces histoires sont vraies, qu'elles sont belles et qu'elles existent. It is so important to hear your stories, to hear all of your voices, because it is how we become better. Because your stories will inspire, teach, empower, cultivate, germinate, enable, and motivate. The medal you will receive, the insignia, is very special. C'est vraiment une médaille d'honneur que vous allez recevoir, un honneur de la part de votre province. But it is what it represents that matters most. Hard work, loyalty, commitment, talent, time, hope, goodwill, strength, stubbornness sometimes, humanity, community building. Cet honneur symbolise la valeur que tout le Nouveau-Brunswick place en vous. Alors, prenez le temps de savourer cet instant, cet accomplissement. But also, see how this day, this moment can be used to move your own agendas forward, to help others, and to help make New Brunswick better. I believe Becca would have wanted that. Je crois qu'avant même d'être un bon enseignant, un bon entraîneur, un bon avocat, un bon entrepreneur, un bon artiste, vous devez d'abord faire preuve d'humanité. Et c'est ce que vous avez démontré, chacune d'entre vous. This is not about men and women. This is about humanity. It is time the children of New Brunswick know about you, your stories, your wisdom, your purpose, and your places in this province and in its history, so that its future will be all it can be. The privilege of a lifetime is to be who you are. It is the privilege of this province to honor you, to thank you, to learn from you. Vous nous rendez meilleurs. Vous rendez le Nouveau-Brunswick meilleur. Je me joins donc à tout Nouveau-Brunswick pour vous dire, nous vous sommes très reconnaissants. You have made New Brunswick better, and this province is grateful. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
Je vous remercie, votre honneur. We will now proceed to the presentation of medals to this year's distinguished appointees. Alors, sans plus tarder, nous procéderons à la remise des médailles aux récipiendaires de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick. Citations for each recipient will be read in their language of choice. I would like to invite Ms. Judy Astle to come forward to be invested with the Order of New Brunswick. A dedicated educator, coach, and paramedic, Judy Astle has made an incredible impact on the community of Boys Town and beyond. Ms. Astle began her teaching career in 1970, joining the staff at the Upper Miramichi Regional High School as a physical education teacher. Over the course of the next 36 years, she coached every sport the school had to offer, from softball and basketball to volleyball and badminton. Upon retiring from teaching in 2006, she continued to coach basketball for 4 more years until 2010. During her years as a teacher, she also served as an NBTA board member and always emphasized to her students to remember where they came from and to be proud of their hometown. Ms. Astle was the Director of Player Development with the Canadian Ladies Golf Association from 2000 to 2004 and is the current Vice President of Golf New Brunswick. A volunteer with the St. John Ambulance since 1985, Ms. Astle became a paramedic in 1993, holding full-time positions with both the school system and Ambulance New Brunswick until 2006. From 2014 to 2016, Ms. Astle served as the president of QP 4848, the union representing paramedics and dispatchers in the province. In this position, she played a key role in advocating for the use of advanced paramedics in New Brunswick. She continues to work for Ambulance New Brunswick today. Her work in emergency services has merited various honors, including an Order of St. John Ambulance Medal in 1992 and a New Brunswick Emergency Services Exemplary Service Medal. Ms. Astle is a passionate supporter of women in sports. From 1999 to 2003, she served as the first female president of New Brunswick's Interscholastic Athletic Association. She has also volunteered with both the Canada Games and the Olympic Games. Currently, she serves as an executive with Golf New Brunswick and is certified as a golf rules official both provincially and nationally. She is a proud mother of 4 children and a grandmother of 9 grandchildren. Judy Astle is receiving the Order of New Brunswick for her outstanding commitment to sportsmanship and leadership in her community and throughout New Brunswick. J'inviterai M. Charles Bernard à venir recevoir l'insigne de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick. Charles Bernard, natif de Balmoral, est connu comme un champion de l'engagement social. Par son leadership et son dévouement, il a su inspirer bon nombre de personnes à lui emboîter le pas au sein de sa collectivité et d'ailleurs. M. Bernard a entrepris sa carrière comme travailleur social dans le domaine de la protection de l'enfance à la fin des années 1970 au Québec. Il est revenu au Nouveau-Brunswick après 6 ans pour assumer la responsabilité de la mise en œuvre des services destinés des enfants ayant une déficience intellectuelle ou physique en raison de la fermeture de l'hôpital-école Dr. William F. Roberts de Saint-Jean. Par la suite, M. Bernard est devenu directeur régional des services sociaux du Restigouche. Il a également contribué à la fondation de l'Association de logement sans but lucratif du Nouveau-Brunswick. M. Bernard est actuellement le maire de Balmoral. Il a été élu une première fois de 1986 à 1999, puis à nouveau en 2012. Membre actif et engagé de sa collectivité, M. Bernard fut président de la campagne de financement régional pour la 27e finale des Jeux de l'Acadie à Campbellton. Il a aussi joué un rôle de premier plan à Balmoral dans l'organisation de la première campagne de l'Arbre de l'Espoir à l'extérieur de Moncton. Il a organisé des levées de fonds pour des jeunes ayant des besoins médicaux importants. Il a siégé au conseil d'administration du foyer Le Rameur du Nord à Bathurst et à Dalhousie. En 2012, M. Bernard est devenu président de la Fondation du foyer de soins de Dalhousie. ainsi que le président du comité organisateur de la deuxième finale des Jeux des aînés de l'Acadie. En 1998, M. Bernard a reçu le prix Louis-J. Robichaud, la plus haute distinction décernée par l'Association francophone des municipalités du Nouveau-Brunswick, ainsi que le prix pour l'individu communautaire du Restigouche en 2008. Le bénévolat et l'aide à ses concitoyens sont des habitudes bien ancrées chez lui. Charles Bernard reçoit l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick pour sa contribution à la protection des personnes vulnérables, pour son implication exemplaire, son dynamisme et sa passion pour l'engagement communautaire. J'inviterai Mme Roberta Dugas à venir recevoir l'insigne de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick. Comme l'illustre sa longue et brillante carrière d'infirmière, Roberta Dugas se passionne pour la santé et le bien-être des Néo-Brunswickoises et Néo-Brunswickois. Mme Dugas a entrepris sa carrière d'infirmière en 1960. Pendant 30 ans, elle a travaillé dans des hôpitaux de Montréal et de Caraquette, ainsi que dans des centres de santé communautaires de la péninsule acadienne. En plus d'être membre active de son association professionnelle et de son syndicat, Mme Dugas s'est consacrée à la lutte contre le cancer. Elle siège depuis près de 10 ans au conseil d'administration de la Société canadienne du cancer à tous les échelons, tant au niveau provincial que national. Elle a siégé au conseil d'administration de Travail sécuritaire Nouveau-Brunswick, 6 ans comme représentante du public et 4 ans comme présidente. Elle siège actuellement au conseil d'administration de Services Nouveau-Brunswick. Mme Dugas a participé activement aux affaires municipales. Elle a occupé les fonctions de conseillère municipale à Caraquette de 1986 à 1992 et celle de maire de sa ville de 1992 à 2001. Sous son administration, la ville a connu une croissance économique considérable, dont la mise en valeur du centre-ville, le développement du parc industriel et du port de Caraquette. Mme Dugas a aussi présidé le Forum des maires de la péninsule acadienne et l'Association francophone des municipalités du Nouveau-Brunswick. Férue d'histoire et de patrimoine culturel, pendant son mandat à la mairie, Mme Dugas a joué un rôle déterminant dans la démarche qui a permis de désigner Caraquette comme capitale de l'Acadie, et plus tard dans la restauration de 2 cimetières historiques de la ville. Comme membre du comité du sanctuaire de Sainte-Anne-de-Bocage, elle s'est occupée du volet historique pour le développement et la restauration du site. En acceptant de présider le comité organisateur des Jeux de l'Acadie de 2016 à Caraquette, elle a permis à la ville de faire l'acquisition d'installations sportives de grande qualité. Pour toutes ces raisons, en 2017, le Club Richelieu de Caraquette l'a nommé la personnalité de l'année. Roberta Dugas reçoit l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick en reconnaissance de son implication communautaire exceptionnelle et son leadership dans la profession infirmière. J'inviterai Mme Louise Imbeau à venir recevoir l'insigne de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick. On peut définir Louise Imbeau comme une femme d'action qui a su mener de front vie professionnelle, communautaire et familiale. À Radio-Canada, pendant plus de 30 ans, elle compte à son actif plusieurs premières, dont première chef des nouvelles. En 1996, elle devient directrice de Radio-Canada Atlantique. En 2007, sous son leadership, l'institution prendra le nom Radio-Canada Acadie. Cette année-là, elle réussissait à ajouter des bulletins de nouvelles de fin de semaine à l'horaire de la télévision. Préserver la programmation régionale et augmenter malgré les coupures budgétaires, l'offre d'émissions originales sont demeurées ses objectifs sur toutes les plateformes. Sous sa direction, des partenariats ont été établis avec la communauté et son inspiration. Radio-Canada présente le Gala des Éloises, les fêtes du 15 août et depuis le tout début, la diffusion des Jeux de l'Acadie. Sur la scène internationale, Mme Imbeau a collaboré sur différents projets de coopération avec des télévisions nationales africaines. Impliquée dans son milieu, elle a présidé la Fondation SHM pour les arts visuels. Elle a été présidente par intérim de 2015 à 2017 du CA du Musée du Nouveau-Brunswick féministe à plein temps. Elle a été coprésidente de la campagne de financement de la Coalition pour l'équité salariale et membre du regroupement féministe du Nouveau-Brunswick. Depuis sa retraite de Radio-Canada Acadie, elle a acheté Bouton d'Or Acadie, une maison d'édition qui se consacre à la création d'œuvres littéraires pour la jeunesse acadienne et qui contribue au reflet de l'Acadie sur les scènes locales, régionales, nationales et internationales. En juin 2010, la SNANB lui décernait le prix Albert Sormani, qui souligne la contribution inestimable d'une personne à l'Acadie. En 2006, elle recevait l'Ordre de Moncton pour sa contribution au développement culturel de sa ville natale. En septembre 2017, elle a été élue présidente de la Société nationale de l'Acadie et en juin 2018, elle devient chancelière de l'Université de Moncton. Louise Imbeau a élevé une famille de 4 enfants et a su leur inculquer le sens du développement communautaire. Elle est maintenant une grand-maman comblée. Louise Imbeau reçoit l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick pour son rôle déterminant dans la vie sociale et culturelle du Nouveau-Brunswick, par sa contribution au secteur des médias et des communications et au sein de la communauté acadienne. J'inviterai maintenant M. Gaétan Lantaigne à venir recevoir l'insigne de l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick. Expert en entrepreneuriat reconnu à l'échelle nationale, Gaétan Lantaigne est également un entrepreneur social, un enseignant et un agent de changement. Riche d'un solide bagage d'études postsecondaires qui comprend une maîtrise en administration des affaires, un baccalauréat en commerce, 4 certificats universitaires, un diplôme et un certificat d'études collégiales, M. Lantaigne a joué un rôle clé dans le développement économique de la péninsule acadienne. Depuis 2006, il a transmis son expertise en gestion par l'intermédiaire de son cabinet, le cabinet Gaétan Lantaigne. Depuis 2014, il est également exploitant agricole de la ferme Agribelle. En plus de posséder ses propres entreprises, M. Lanteigne est enseignant responsable du programme de gestion de la petite et moyenne entreprise offert au campus de la péninsule acadienne du Collège communautaire du Nouveau-Brunswick. En partenariat avec des centaines de collaborateurs, il a mené avec succès plusieurs initiatives reconnues à l'échelle nationale. Bénévole dévoué, M. Lanteigne a travaillé au développement de Phénomène Inc., groupe de gestionnaires et d'entrepreneurs émergents. Par l'intermédiaire de cet organisme, il a encadré plus de 200 membres, leur permettant de mettre sur pied plusieurs nouvelles entreprises et de créer de nombreux emplois dans sa collectivité. Il est l'un des artisans de la première municipalité régionale du Nouveau-Brunswick et il a développé un modèle pédagogique d'apprentissage actif pour en nommer que quelques-unes de ses nombreuses implications. M. Lanteigne a reçu de nombreuses distinctions honorifiques soulignant ses importantes contributions à sa collectivité. Parmi ces distinctions, mentionnons sa nomination au nombre des 50 principaux jeunes leaders les plus influents âgés de moins de 40 ans du Canada atlantique, la médaille commémorative du 150e anniversaire octroyée par le Sénat du Canada, le prix national de l'entrepreneuriat de Collège et Institut Canada, et le prix reconnaissance de la Chambre de commerce du Grand Tracadie-Shiloh Inc. M. Lanteigne a été intronisé au temple de la renommée de la municipalité régionale de Tracadie. Il a reçu le prix émergent de l'alumni de l'Université de Moncton et plusieurs reconnaissances pour son engagement exemplaire. Avant tout, M. Lanteigne est un conjoint et un papa pleinement engagé pour ses 2 filles, Élodie et Laurie. Gaétan Lanteigne reçoit l'Ordre du Nouveau-Brunswick pour sa contribution remarquable au développement économique de sa collectivité et de la province du Nouveau-Brunswick. I now call upon Mr. Walter John Learning to come forward to be invested with the Order of New Brunswick. Walter John Learning has spent a career and a lifetime dedicated to artists and theatre both in New Brunswick and across Canada. Mr. Learning founded Theatre New Brunswick, the province's leading professional Anglophone theatre company, 50 years ago in 1968. His vision was to create a theatre company that toured all corners of our province. Prior to the establishment of Theatre New Brunswick, professional theatre companies, such as the Canadian Players, only came to New Brunswick every few years. This meant the only opportunities to experience live theatre in the province were through amateur productions put on by schools, university, or community groups. Under Mr. Learning's leadership, the Theatre New Brunswick Young Company was established. The Young Company continues to bring live theatre to schools throughout the province and to give young actors the opportunity to discover and develop their own talents. Mr. Learning served as Artistic Director of Theatre New Brunswick from 1968 to 1978 and again from 1995 to 1999. In the years between, he served as head of the theatre section of the Canada Council in Ottawa and as artistic director of both BC's Vancouver Playhouse and PEI's Confederation Centre of the Arts. Mr. Learning is an artist in his own right, a director, an actor, and a playwright who has worked throughout North America and in Australia for more than half a century. Among many celebrated productions are his collaborations with the late Governor General's award-winning poet Alden Nolan, with whom he wrote plays including The Dollar Woman, Frankenstein, The Man Who Became God, and The Incredible Murder of Cardinal Tosca. The plays have been produced many times by companies across the continent, and The Dollar Woman is currently part of the Grade 11 English curriculum for Anglophone school districts in New Brunswick. They also wrote scripts for television and adapted their plays for CBC radio. Mr. Learning still regularly directs at Canberra Repertory Society in Australia and continues to act and direct at theaters across Canada. Mr. Learning is receiving the Order of New Brunswick for his achievements in the performing arts and for his contributions to the theater community and industry in New Brunswick. I now call upon Mr. James Lockyer to come forward to be invested with the Order of New Brunswick. James Lockyer is an esteemed public servant and community leader whose contributions to the legal profession have had a transformative effect on the practice of law in New Brunswick. After earning a BA from Mount Allison University, an LLB from the University of New Brunswick, he received his LLM from the London School of Economics and a DEA from Université de Paris. In 1977, Mr. Lockyer played an integral role in the formation of the Faculté de Droit at the Université de Moncton, where he served as the faculty's first full-time professor and as dean from 1984 to 1987. He was also appointed Queen's Counsel. Along with teaching and mentoring hundreds of law students, Mr. Lockyer spearheaded the transplanting of the much-esteemed Osgood Hall Intensive Trial Advocacy Workshop to New Brunswick. This made specialized knowledge and training available to New Brunswick lawyers, enabling them to provide skilled advocacy on behalf of the province's citizens, businesses, and organizations. In 2008, he was a recipient of the American College of Trial Lawyers Award of Merit for his teachings of trial advocacy. He received a Dialogue New Brunswick Award in 2009. He is also a former president of the Law Society of New Brunswick. Mr. Lockyer served in elected office, first on Moncton City Council, and then from 1987 to 1999 as a member of the New Brunswick Legislative Assembly. While an MLA, he held high-profile cabinet positions and earned a reputation for economic development. Mr. Lockyer was vice president of the Dr. Georges Dumont Hospital Tree of Hope campaign and chair of the Greater Moncton YMCA. He co-chaired the YWCA Transitionnel campaign, raising $2.5 million towards the establishment of the Jean Irving Center for Women and Children, a bilingual facility designed to address the barriers to women's success. He is a former chair of the Greater Moncton's 3+ Economic Development Corporation, and he is honorary colonel of the 8th Canadian Hussars. Mr. Lockyer is receiving the Order of New Brunswick for his extraordinary volunteerism and outstanding contributions to the legal profession. I now call upon Mr. and Mrs. Darren and Ann Schofield to come forward to accept the Order of New Brunswick on behalf of their daughter, Rebecca Schofield. Building a kinder world was at the heart of Rebecca Schofield's mission, and her efforts continue to inspire and make a significant social contribution today in New Brunswick and beyond. Ms. Schofield was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2015 at the age of 15. After enduring surgery and recovery, followed by months of aggressive chemotherapy and radiation treatments, 2 new inoperable tumors were found in December 2016. And at the age of 17 years old, she was given 3 to 12 months to live. Rather than use the time she had remaining to fulfill personal lifelong wishes, Ms. Schofield shared with her family and friends her wish that people would perform acts of kindness towards one another. Out of this request, the hashtag Becca Told Me To was born. Since its inception, the Becca Told Me To hashtag has been used all around the world, with thousands sharing stories about acts of kindness they've done and or received in Ms. Schofield's name. From strangers paying for one another's coffee, to giving the gift of life by donating blood for the first time, to helping raise money for childhood cancer research, Ms. Schofield's request sparked a global movement. By using her platform in this inspiring way, Ms. Schofield challenged her community, her province, and her country to be a little kinder to one another and to remember how quickly kindness can spread. For this, she was recognized by the Governor General with a meritorious service decoration. In New Brunswick, the 3rd Saturday of September has been declared as Becca Schofield Day in her honor. Ms. Schofield passed away on February 17, 2018, at the age of 18. Rebecca Schofield is receiving the Order of New Brunswick for inspiring New Brunswickers to be kind to each other and uniting the province through selfless acts of compassion and generosity. I now call upon Mr. and Mrs. Ed and Eke van Oorschot to come forward to be invested in the Order of New Brunswick. The volunteer efforts of Ed and Eke van Oorschot over the last 50 years have had life-changing impact on the lives of families living in Greater St. John region. Mr. and Mrs. Van Oorschot have played crucial leadership roles in the development of 2 well-known community programs, Lakewood Head Start and New Dawn community, L'Arche Saint-John. Recognizing a community need for a gathering spot for children and mothers, Mr. and Mrs. Van Oorschot started Lakewood Head Start, launched at a time when kindergarten was private and many families could not afford preschool education. The Lakewood Head Start program was unique in that it helped prepare children for school while also providing support to mothers. Mr. and Mrs. Van Oorschot have also been actively involved with New Dawn community, L'Arche Saint-John, a program that focuses on connecting individuals with intellectual disabilities in the Greater St. John area. Through their involvement with L'Arche, the Van Oorschots have served in many different leadership roles and remain actively involved in the program today. Mr. and Mrs. Van Oorschot have also been involved in Romero House, a nonprofit organization that serves thousands of meals every day, and Cheris, a nonprofit organization run by volunteers to renovate homes. They also continue to visit nursing homes in the community to spend time with seniors in care. Born in the Netherlands, Mr. and Mrs. Van Oorschot immigrated to Canada in 1950 and 1951. They met in Ontario sometime later before moving to New Brunswick and currently reside in Black River, New Brunswick. Mr. and Mrs. Van Oorschot are receiving the Order of New Brunswick for their exemplary and long-standing passion for social justice, for their commitment to protecting vulnerable people in their community and throughout New Brunswick. I now call upon Ms. Eileen Wallace to come forward to be invested with the Order of New Brunswick. F. Eileen Wallace is a noted educator and philanthropist whose passion for literacy has changed the early childhood education landscape in New Brunswick. Born at Maplewood in York County, Ms. Wallace graduated from Fredericton High School and then attended the University of New Brunswick, where she graduated in 1944 with first-class honors in French and mathematics. She went on to attend the University of Toronto to obtain her bachelor's degree in library and information science, the University of Michigan Ann Arbor to obtain her master's degree in library and information science, and she also attended La Sorbonne. Ms. Wallace worked as a librarian in Ontario before joining the staff of the New Brunswick Teachers College in 1955 as a librarian and instructor of library science. When the Teachers College amalgamated with the University of New Brunswick in 1973, Ms. Wallace became the university's first professor of children's literacy and library science and the first head of the university's Education Resource Center. Recognizing there were very few children's books at the time, Ms. Wallace developed her own private collection to lend to students and teachers. The Eileen Wallace Children's Literature Collection was gifted to the Harriet Irving Library at the University of New Brunswick upon Ms. Wallace's retirement in 1989. The collection represents one of Canada's largest publicly accessible resources for studying how children interact with books and stories. With her support and direction, this collection has grown to more than 17,000 books in microfiche, the largest collection east of Toronto's Osborne Collection, and the only collection that tracks the history and legacy of print culture for children and young adults in Atlantic Canada. She remains an active member of the collection's advisory committee. In 1998, the Lieutenant Governor presented Ms. Wallace with the Early Childhood Literacy Award in recognition of her outstanding contribution to the education of children. In 2001, she received an honorary Doctor of Letters from the University of New Brunswick for her lifelong commitment to literacy, childhood education, and humane values. Ms. Wallace is receiving the Order of New Brunswick for her trailblazing achievements in bilingual education and for her outstanding impact of children's literacy. I'll now invite Honorable Blaine Higgs, Premier of New Brunswick, to speak. J'invite l'Honorable Blaine Higgs, Premier ministre du Nouveau-Brunswick, à prendre la parole.
Merci, Hélène. Your Honor, distinguished recipients, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, bonjour. Here in New Brunswick, our greatest strength is our people. It is our people that make our province special, and it is our people we are celebrating here today. Au Nouveau-Brunswick, notre principale force réside dans nos gens. Ce sont nos gens qui rendent notre province spéciale, et ce sont nos gens que nous célébrons ici aujourd'hui. First, let me begin by taking a moment to thank Her Honor, Lieutenant Governor, for once again offering her beautiful home to host this special ceremony. Chief Justice, ministers, Ms. Wagner, the Clerk of the Executive Council, and Head of the New Brunswick Public Service, the members of the Order of New Brunswick Advisory Council, and of course, the recipients, family and friends. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of hard work has gone into planning this event. It is truly an honor to be here with you today and be part of it. Our highest civilian honor, the Order of New Brunswick, recognizes individuals who have demonstrated a high level of excellence and achievement in their field. L'Ordre de Nouveau-Brunswick, notre plus haute distinction honorifique civile, rend hommage aux personnes ayant fait preuve d'un degré élevé d'excellence et de réalisation exceptionnelle dans leur domaine. More than 160 individuals from across New Brunswick have been invested with the Order for their dedication and service to province, its people, and communities. The 11 men and women we have honored here today provide a snapshot into the strong character that is found in New Brunswickers. Les 11 hommes et femmes à qui nous rendons hommage ici aujourd'hui sont des exemples de la profonde générosité présente chez les Néo-Brunswickois et Néo-Brunswickoises. It is this character that gives us the strength as a province. We must continue finding ways to work together and embrace shared ideas if we wish to achieve our goals and continue to dream bigger for future generations. We don't call New Brunswick home because we could not be elsewhere or because we have settled for less. We call New Brunswick home because we love our province and we believe in what it is and, more importantly, what it can be. Our story is told through many voices, yet affirms what we all know to be true, that even when our differences seem stark, it is our shared humanity and desire to live the New Brunswick dream that brings us together. New Brunswick has always defied the odds because our people are now and have always been hardworking, optimistic, and caring. Le Nouveau-Brunswick a toujours surmonté les obstacles parce que nos gens sont et ont toujours été travailleurs, optimistes et bienveillants. The strengths we have as a province, our compassion and imagination, our respect for nature, the way we welcome newcomers, and the generosity we extend to our neighbors are reflected in our people. Les forces de notre province, notre compassion et notre imagination, notre respect de la nature, la façon dont nous accueillons les nouveaux arrivants et notre générosité à l'endroit de nos voisins transparaît dans nos gens. Collective action and community can be inspired by government, but they're always driven by determined individuals who are willing to dream big and want to leave our world just a little bit better than when they found it. That encapsulates this year's recipients. Each of you have given back to help others reach their own New Brunswick dream, and thank you so much for that. It is people like you that have helped make New Brunswick such a wonderful place for us all to call home. Les personnes comme vous contribuent à faire de Nouveau-Brunswick un merveilleux endroit où vivre. You are inspirations to those you have helped, but also to your families and friends and communities. Vous êtes des sources d'inspiration pour les personnes que vous avez aidées, mais également pour vos familles, vos amis et vos collectivités. Through this honor and the sharing of your stories, you are inspiring even more New Brunswickers to pick up the torch and light the way for others. I honestly believe that we can turn our small corner of the world into a shining example for our country and the world. This won't be done through political rhetoric, but by taking small and large concrete actions to improve the space around us. It is up to each of us as individuals to do our part. When we give people and communities the freedom to dream bigger and to do better, nothing is impossible. We each have a role to play in writing the next chapter of New Brunswick's story. Nous avons chacun un rôle à jouer pour écrire le prochain chapitre de l'histoire de Nouveau-Brunswick. As Premier, I can promise you that government will work hard to deliver results for New Brunswickers and put our province first. I am truly inspired by the remarkable individuals we are honoring here today. Because of you and those like you, I am extremely optimistic about the future of the province we love. Je suis vraiment inspiré par les personnes remarquables auxquelles nous rendons hommage aujourd'hui. C'est grâce à vous et aux personnes comme vous que je suis rempli d'optimisme au sujet de l'avenir de Nouveau-Brunswick. Thank you for everything you've done, and please continue to do as you have. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. Félicitations pour cet honneur bien mérité. Thank you. Merci.